written questions already? We've got one here. What I'll do... They're coming thick and fast, gentlemen. I'll ask you to be very short with your answers, otherwise we will run out of time. The first one in here is voting rights for absentee landowners. That is certainly an issue here on the islands, where we have a lot of absentee landowners, and could I get your thoughts on that, please?
Can I just explain what's behind that? At present, in Western Australia, South Australia, Victoria and New South Wales, absentee landowners get to vote at council elections. In Queensland they don't. Now this situation is actually contrary to section 117 of the Australian Constitution, which says you cannot discriminate. What you can do in one state, you must be able to do in the other. I've taken it up with the Attorney General and said that it's your job to uphold the Constitution, do something about it. He declined to do so, said I've got to take a case to the federal court. Obviously I can't afford that, and how many people can. What will happen if we could get a vote for absentee landowners, we would end up with one councillor servicing just these islands, not shared on the present vote.
Yeah.
Look, that issue's been raised a number of times, and it's something I don't have a strong view on, but I respect the research you've done, and I have no problem with it. The absent landowner votes is problematic in as much as you have people who are absent landowners. I know one that I sleep with, who's probably a little closer to it, but you probably almost end up with more of the same, I think, because people are separated from the community. It may not be across the issues, but as I say, it's not something I hold a strong view on. If we're operating out of sync, then we should, formalise it and actually become lawful in the practice. So I don't have a huge problem with that. There was something else that I just wanted to touch on. It's gone, it'll come back later.
I have a problem where we have one law in one state, and for no logical reason we differentiate in another. So, but I do stick to the principle that one person should have one vote. So if you've got the vote if you're an absentee landlord living in Queensland, then you've got to vote for Queensland. And I think you said it only applies to local elections, not state. So we're talking obviously about state. But I would support the anti-discrimination aspect of it, because I think that we should have uniform laws when it comes to our democracy.
Yes, that's a tough one to start off with, Brian. But may I ask you a question with that? Are you talking about people that actually own the land within the state or outside the state?
The way it operates in the other little states are in fact that when you live in another state, or even if you live in another part of this state, if you own a block in Redwood City, you can have a vote for that. The principle behind it is that if you are paying rates on a block of land, surely you should be entitled to have a say in who is spending your account.
Yeah, well, that's a very good point, and the reason I asked that question because I was just a bit worried that people that live within the state, say developers that have massive amounts of land everywhere, would be getting more votes. I have to agree with David, but I think one vote, that's the way it stands, one vote, one person. But in your case there, yes, I believe they should have, if they're paying rates on a block of land, they should have their say. And I would encourage that, and I believe that is right. But if we have to take it up federally, and it's going to be a big court case, as you say, we all know how much it costs to go to court, but I would think that would be worth fighting for, yes, I would.